Good morning, everybody. I am positioned strategically between my Get Shit Done banner, which is the theme of today, and the money pot. Someone pointed out to me that this was a money pot because of where it is in the feng shui of my house. And I was like, oh, so you should put some money in it, she said. So I put my little gold chocolate coins in there. So we'll see if that gets manifested at all in the next few weeks of the new moon. But yay, welcome everybody. We've got a whole bunch of chatters this morning. So lucky Friday, I guess. Shannon was here to start off the crowd with her gold medals. Thank you, Shannon. Just to let everyone know, number one, I'm not playing music today because of playing it too loud last time. I figure I'll go in the opposite direction to course correct. And two, I'm going to do 30-minute sprints today, which I said would please JC Carpenter if she happens along, and she is in the chat. So that worked out perfectly. RC Scott stopped by to say hello. JC, Essie Dean, hey everybody. And yep, Shannon shared the link, which is much appreciated. I'm going live early, so I feel free to chat. So feel free to pop up whatever you're thinking about working on, or if you have questions, anything like that. We had Diane Dobson Barton. Oh, it's being a little slow, letting me pop up the chat. Good morning. We had Sako who weaseled in, which is lovely because we love the weasel family. I think that Wolverines are also in the weasel family, which makes me think of A Solitude of Wolverines, the book by my friend Alice Henderson. So, yeah. Sandy is here to say good morning from the West Coast, fellow Pacific Northwesterner. Morgan Lee is here. Hello. Yeah, okay. Good. I'm not alone. StreamYard was slow this morning for me too. I've had like clicking problems where I would just like click something 10 times and it wouldn't be popped up. So I was also having Apple phone problems yesterday. Like it stopped playing my Spotify sound, and then I rebooted it and it blanked out my wallpaper, but it said it was on the right wallpaper. And then like just like weird things. It kept erasing the wallpaper and spitting me back out. So I don't know what's going on with technology. It must be Mercury in retrograde at the moment. All right. So Sako is working on logo things today for 2 separate clients. So work. Sounds good. Essie is continuing work on the historical fantasy novel. Excellent. Feel free to contribute what you're working on as people are doing. Welcome to the final Friday productivity sprint. I am going to be working on this baby. So I've been doing pretty good. Got a couple good weeks of streaks of editing. I'm coming into like the last third. So it's when everything needs to like come together. I need to think of all the things at once, hence the longer sprint timers. But I've got my revised outline, the stuff that I need to add in. I've got my editor's editorial letter, like questions that I'm supposed to be holding in my mind and adding to. I've added a good chunk. Yesterday was a good day for adding words to it. But yeah, there's just a lot of resistance every time I try to sit down to edit. So hopefully this is helping with the resistance to be on a sprint live, right? Like I said, we're sprinting silently today. Oh, I have a question of the day. Do you use hours or chapters or something else for your milestones when you're editing, if you're writing? So editing is less easy to measure than adding words. So how do you measure your editing? I will let that go and get started with a timer for the sprint. We're using SD Houston's Fairy and Nature Cottage because it's 30 minutes, which is perfect, and I love the aesthetic. So as people filter in, I don't know if they'll see this if they rewind, but I'll just say welcome, settle on in, tell us what you're working on, answer the question of the day, have fun, and take a break if you need to. There we go. Get some food, edit a video. Final Friday of the month. I do a final Friday and I do a first Friday. Yeah. Morgan's working on book 3, a little bit of replotting and reoutlining. Yes, I know exactly what that feels like. That's what I was doing 2 weeks ago, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Joanne, good morning. Welcome in. Sako does scenes as milestones. Alright, I have multiple scenes in chapters, so that I could see that, yep. Hey, Jim. Thank you. This is Shannon's Midjourney stuff, so using for timers, I think we're all okay with as long as it's not selling a cover. I'll have to have a debate about that at some point. When I revise, I do words added and page count when editing by chapter. Oh, so we have differences for revising and editing. I think we've probably covered this before, but we might need to cover it again at the first break. All right, so let's hop on in 2 minutes after the hour and go for 30 minutes on those targets, and good luck. Let's make some progress. All right. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 0. What is it? Thank you for watching. There we go. So let's take that down for a second. Cue up the next one, which is Fantasy Forest. Pause. Just get that ready. All right. Welcome back, everybody. How do we do in that 30 minutes? So, give me 20 more seconds. This is the motion I'm doing in case anyone is a basketball fan. I just finished an email, so that was just something silly I should have done a while ago. But most of that, like 20, 26, 27 minutes of that 30, I was working on a big chapter and I had to add some words. I'm not counting the words because I'm just going by chapter to gauge my editing. But it's looking good. I've got 3 left and an epilogue, but a lot more to add and a big emotional scene, which I won't be able to do on a live stream, but I'm, like, gearing up for it, so this is kinda big. This is really cool. So thank you for helping me get through that, everybody. Oh, Rita Heiderman. I put an extra L in there for your name. Stream hopping, doing some online shopping for a cabinet for my office. Nice. That's fun. I was just running yesterday and saw people taking a cabinet from a house, and I assume they were picking it up for Craigslist and putting it in their car. I see that fairly frequently, which, like, makes me feel good that people are finding secondary lifetimes for their goods. I like that part of Craigslist. Shannon edited like 8 minutes of the video down to 1 minute. Nice. Joanne's reading one of my beta readers' first chapters for her new story. It's amazing. Oh, so you're beta reading for your beta reader or you're reading their finished product? That's pretty cool. Either way. That timer I actually made from 2 videos and 3 images from Pixabay. Oh, okay. Pixabay, right. Not Midjourney. Nice. I was talking about one of the typos. So I'm revising in Shannon's definition, not editing, but I do come across pronouns and typos and stuff. And I had neighbros, and I just thought that was funny because that actually sounds like it could be a word of slang in our modern parlance. So I just thought that was funny. I also had a language question, which, you go over your own language so much you can't tell if it's normal or not. So Rosalind helped me out on that one. Sounds good. And Essie, I don't think I covered this, said I usually use chapters to gauge my editing. If I'm completely rewriting a scene, it might turn into words for that segment. Yeah. Reasonable, all valid. And the way I described mine was like I'm doing it chapter by chapter, which is like grappling hooks and ice or whatever going up a cliff. And Shannon said, yeah, that's the way I feel about my revising right now too. So, and Shannon's been up since 1:30. Yeah, that happened when I was sprinting. I was like, I just gave a look to the camera. So what is that about? That is way too early. Way too early. Oh, hey, Eva. Hello, hello. Miss you too. What's going on? What else is everyone else working on? I'm just reading the first chapter of the second draft of their story I've been putting off due to work taking over. Maybe it's an exchange that you're beta reading. That would make sense too. Rita says, my kids brought home a cabinet for me from the alley on the way home from school about 15 years ago. Reuse, upcycle, right? I mean, yeah. Neighbors are cool horses. I don't know. Are bros cool? Because in my definition, they're not cool. They're a specific, like, wannabe cool type personality. So I get the horses with the neigh, but I'm gonna go in a different direction from you, Jim. I have to differ here. Yes, load the dumpster dive finds. I got our dining room table from Craigslist back in 2008. Still looks nice, right? I know. This is the good part of Craigslist, the non-sketchy part, where people don't ghost you when they arrange to pick something up. Eva says, I finished up an edit this morning. That's the most exciting news from my life. Yay! That's awesome. Shannon says, I have vivid dreams. I fell asleep thinking about a negative event in my life. Had a nightmare that woke me up. Couldn't get back to sleep. Oh, that's rotten. I'm sorry. Yeah. I woke up at like 3:30 and went back and then kept waking up until 7 when I had my alarm. But it wasn't because of a bad dream. It was like just it was actually, I kept, tossing and turning whenever the temperature wasn't right, and then every time I would wake up, Bean would be, like, hopping off or hopping on, and I was like, "What are you doing? Why are you complicating this?" He looks very innocent now, but I tell you, he was up to shenanigans at night. Cabinet was in great shape. Nick's here. Hello, earthly pages. Nice to see you. We're in our first break, and happy Friday. Productivity sprint, a final opportunity for January. Next week, of course, I'll be doing a first Friday because I do an opener and a closer. Good musical number lingo here. But my goal for January was to edit this novella, so we're doing pretty good. I've got, like I said, 3 chapters and an epilogue and a lot to add in, but I've got 4 days. Like, it's doable. So, anyone who's joining, let me know what you're working on if you're going to join us. I'm doing silent sprints and I'm doing a 30-minute sprint. So, if those are good for you, you are in the right place. Oh boy, Shannon's running on coffee fumes. Shannon, do you nap? Because it might be a good day for a nap. I've been napping lately. Yeah. Oh, JC, got showered and dressed during that sprint because I was up until 4 a.m. Oh, we have the opposite, up until 4. Jeez Louise. Now I have my coffee and ready to do some admin work. Nice. Eva's giving me like a little fist pump. Thank you, Eva. Nick is about to get some coffee, struggling. Thank you for the sprints. Have to run errands. Thank you for coming by, Diane. I'm glad they helped. Eva went to bed around the time that you woke up, Shannon. Yeah, I went to bed around 10:15, so I was fighting to stay awake that late. I'm not quite as early bird as Shannon, but pretty, I don't know, 10-year-old. Yes, we love the naps. And Shannon says, I'm a light sleeper, even with blackout curtains. There's too much light to nap. Boo, bummer. Bummer. It's Friday. It's okay to be tired. Is that just a me thing? I mean, being tired on Friday, I don't know that that's an Eva thing. I think most people are tired on Fridays, but self-employed, unemployed, partially employed, people who work on weekends, the Friday thing doesn't really have as much meaning. So, yeah, I think for me, the most tiring day is Tuesday. I have like lots of things to finish and do and be present for on Tuesdays. So, the author needed the edit by lunch today, and I procrastinated until last night. Oh, I see. Deadlines. JC says, better to be tired on Friday than Monday. I guess because you've got it behind you rather than in front of you. That makes sense. Wait, what? Wentworth? What's Wentworth? Is that a show? I don't know that show. I might have heard of it. But to me, all it reminds me of is Outlander, which is not, I'm sure, anything related to the show. So maybe I'm missing the point here. Nick says, I'm usually tired all week, so when I get energy in the week, I'm thrilled. Student problems. Hey, that's sounding more like adult problems, Nick. Eva says, "I meant more like I don't mind being tired on Friday since the other adult is home on the weekends." Ah, okay. So you're, like, juggling future commitments and trying to gauge, like, how hellish it's going to be. I get that, I get that. Oh, it does have to do with the prison. Okay. It's a prison show on Netflix, far over the top with violence, but I'm invested. Oh, no. No, 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 no. That's funny. Um, just to pop in with a side tangent before we go into our next sprint, which I'm ready for here. I was just listening to Jacqueline Winspear's memoir. This time next year, we'll be laughing. And she talks about her mom's career and how her mom was like a high level civil servant in the prison system in the UK. And so they never watched prison shows. I think when she wrote it, Orange is the New Black was a big thing. And she's like, we never turned it on because mom's first words would be, oh, I get so much of that at work. And she didn't want to watch them. I thought that was funny. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Australian prison. Twist. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. All right, 9:43. That gives us till 10:15 and 15 minutes of chat. So, are we ready for the next 30-minute sprint? Everybody? I'm going to be working on again chapter 15, setting up this emotional sort of confrontation. What's it called? Like the height of the tent, the big scene, the unravel, whatever that's called. That's what I'm going to be working on, so I will probably not be as present in the chat. And yeah, no more questions. Climax. Thank you. I wonder why I couldn't think of that. Climax. Yes. And um yeah. So let's hop in for the next 30 minutes and good luck everybody. Oh, mom guilt is intense when it's just me, like all the time. The other parent takes a lot of that weight without even realizing it on the weekends. Yeah. So all that to say, I don't mind being tired today. All right, well, let's vanquish that energy and like, I don't know, do a fun thing for 30 minutes or I don't know, focus on something different and maybe the world will have changed in 30 minutes in a good way. You never know. But I'm going to start our timer here. Snowy Fantasy Forest from Shannon and 3 2 1 1 2 cuz I couldn't get it exactly on 30 minutes. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1, beep. That's not a very good beep. Oh, for those olds of us in the audience, that's what an answering machine used to sound like. Ha ha ha. If you're a fan of the musical Rent, you know that there's songs that incorporate answering machine messages. Quite the throwback, I have to say. But delightful. So how'd everybody do? I'm still in the same chapter, and I think I've overshot the mark, so I may have to redo this. I'm shifting it too much so that she's too accepting running up to the climax. So I have to shift it back so that she's like angsting over the thing. Oh, yay. Okay. So we had some interesting chat. We had some art projects. We had some anniversaries. We had some diaper. What's that called when it's spelled the same way frontwards and backwards? I just had it in my head. Yes, the beep. JD is here. Heather is here. Welcome, guys. Answering machines. That's what rich people had when I was a kid. Were you the one who was talking about like pinning people as rich based on something like a memory? No, it was on TikTok. It was Nacho Mama on TikTok, who gives me a similar vibe to Just Eva. She's awesome. Yeah, and she was talking about remembering if people had, if some kind of food item, if they had that in their house, she was like, they're definitely rich. And like, yeah, it was just sort of those things that you've sort of reacclimated to throughout your adult life, but the memory of like the tag, the label still sticks in there. Yes, Nacho Mama in TikTok. That was a beautiful beep. What are you talking about? Oh, all right. Well, we're reminiscing about answering machine beeps. Laura came in too. Laura Nettles. Hello. What did we do? JD, progressing on the short story I'm writing. It's been interesting getting back into the flow of this project. I'd gotten beta reader feedback I'd mulled over for a while. Sometimes it needs some incubation. I feel that. Palindrome. Thank you, JD. Yes. Ooh, Laura's cooking. She's got a whole crock pot of chili going right now. Excellent. That sounds perfect for a Friday afternoon in winter. Oh boy. Looking up music for the summer of 1984, like Bruce Springsteen. Is this for a fiction project? Yes, Nacho Mama. She does sound great. The art project that Heather is working on is for Orla Hart. I just checked out Orla Hart's channel. She hasn't done anything for 2 years. I hope she's okay. She probably just changed roots. Wait, Eva, does that mean we were rich all along because we had an answering machine? Author tubers come and author tubers, they go. This is true facts. Countertop dishwasher finished its load. Time to unload and refill it again. Did it make... Oh, countertop dishwasher. I don't know what those are if they're not below the counter. I've heard below the counter dishwashers recently that come up with some surprisingly musical beeps. I don't know if that's what you were referring to, but I hear it. Same with washing machines and dryers. They have like whole ditties and songs made up for them now. And I'm like, interesting. Surprises me. Good morning. Hello, Leslie. Books, Gers, and Purrs. Nice to see you. Anna Lulu. Hello. For me, it was the kids who went on annual Disney World trips. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Richer than me. Yes. Shannon got nothing done, but chatted with people here and on IG. Yes. I want to get a landline again, though. It is surprisingly difficult. I think the phone utilities are making it difficult for people because it is not cost effective for them to repair and maintain those landlines when they're underground, as many of them are, because it's such a cheap service rather than cable, internet, and TV, which they can charge up the wazoo for. Things have shifted. My parents were trying to keep their landline and they kept getting shut off and they'd have to call and be on hold for hours. And it was just like a campaign of harassment to make them give up their landline. So now they have the cordless phones, which are actually phone over internet, voice over internet protocol, VoIP or something. So it's not as secure as a landline used to be. This makes me angry because it's all brought about by monopolies and the government could do a better job on that. Okay, rant over. Back on. I saw Bruce Springsteen in the summer of 1985. Oh, Jim, did you see I asked what you were reading? If you were reading along with us for your evening book read. We kind of need chili down here in Florida. It was cold this morning. Eva says we had chili with the snow on Thursday. Nice. Countertop dishwasher has one rack and hooks up to the sink. So you're the dishwasher. Am I right? Maybe not. I don't know. Sits on top of the counter, but hooks up to the sink. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. This is very curious. Okay. Eva's still up into Disney. What? Many simpler privileges were out of my reach as a child. Yeah, well, that might be a choice at this point with Disney being what they are. But I don't know. It's got a type of magic. I enjoy when we went to visit my brother in Tokyo, we all went out to Tokyo Disney and it was expensive AF, but you know, it's one of those things everyone can enjoy different parts of. So my parents were like, yes, everyone's sponsored. Oh, Richard Holiday's here and he's decrying the foundation of my stream. Thanks, Richard. Welcome. Eva, commercial use is still there though, right? For landline? Maybe because they have to pay more, it's more viable for the companies. I don't know. I haven't gotten into the cost structure. You have gone back in time. We were talking about answering machine beeps earlier, Richard. Cue the Huey Lewis song. What's the Huey Lewis song? I know he's famous for one song especially, and I can't remember what it is. Huey Lewis in the news. Eva says, this house has phone jacks in every room, though, even the bathrooms. So fancy for 1981. Yeah, right? Because that's phone jacks. That's not for internet, like in the 90s. Yeah, very fancy. Phil Collins, Billy Idol. I guess people are offering up Bruce Springsteen sort of lookalikes. Jim is reading Grave Peril, the third of the Dresden Files. Was it you who offered up Jim Butcher for that tag that I did? Jim Butcher writing Harry Potter. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. Controversial magic. I'm not sure. We're planning for a 2025 Disney trip with the grandkids too. Woo! Disney with a dollar sign. Yep. Sako says, I've never been to Disney proper, just downtown for grown-up things. Downtown meaning the town that Disney runs, the like Main Street Disney, where they let people in. Interesting. When I first started getting into YouTube, I was following Bernadette Banner, the cause tuber, pretty intensely. And she had some friends who were also YouTubers who talked about what's it called? Oh, I'm gonna miss it. Anyway, the concept was that you're not allowed to go to Disney and dress like the characters. So cosplay is severely limited in Disney properties. But what people would do is take the colors or an element of the costume and like shift it and make it either steampunk or combine it with a different character or an anime character or, you know, like a modern concept. Oh, it's right on the tip of my brain. It's not shifting, sliding. There was some sort of element of like, you know, shifting the costume. But it looked really fun. So you could definitely do that. I could see Sako doing that on Disney's downtown for a grown-up thing. 2025 will be everybody's first time. That sounds cool. I'm all for it. 2025. So does that mean 2024, you've got time to come to a next AWC retreat? Because I am hoping that that's still going to happen. JC has also never been to any Disney. Oh. Jim worked on the site of Disneyland Paris. Around 40 people were killed in accidents in 6 months before the opening. Well, that's a cheery thought. Thank you, Jim. Yikes. That's giving me vibes of like cutting corners in France, which is odd. The Power of Love, I know. Richard was thinking of that Dire Straits song, Microwave Ovens and Color TVs. Back in Time? No, that's not the one I was thinking of. Has anyone seen Back to the Future, the musical? It was heavy? No, never heard of it. Hip to be square, is this it? Nope, none of those ringing a bell. Downtown Disney is a little subsect of Disney World. Okay, it's probably the equivalent of Main Street in Disneyland, which is in California, which is the one that I went to as a kid because, cross country and everything. Oh, but no kids allowed. Is this after a certain hour? Those are bars. Okay. Different vibe, says Sacco. Downtown Disney from the late 90s is so different now, much more family friendly. My grandmother-in-law lived in overnight stay distance of the resorts, but I've not even been to Florida. She moved up this way now too. Okay. Bounding, shifting, sliding, bounding. It was close. History bounding, Disney bounding. Thank you, Laura. Laura's got it. Laura's got my brain wave there. Disney Springs, Disney World, Florida. That's just called Disney World in 1997, as I am that old. Excellent. Okay, so I was in Chelsea CM Lockhart's stream yesterday when she was chatting with Ash, and she went off on a whole anime tangent when I was there, and she was explaining the objectively canon big 3 of anime were Bleach, One Piece, and Inuyasha. And I was like, okay, I've heard of 2 of those, so we're close, right? But I thought, what about all these ones that I knew in the 90s, like Dragon Ball Z? That was the real threshold that brought it over. She was saying the big 3 are the ones that made it over to the US from Japan, that made it more of a mainstream thing and made anime sort of come alive as an industry. I was like, we were way into it in the 90s when it was cartoons on Cartoon Network and let's see, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Ghost in the Shell, all these other things. And I had the realization that made me an old. I knew about anime and was like, whatever, dismissed it before it was a big thing. So I knew it before it was cool. I can say that. And I get the ups and the downs with saying that because it makes me an old, but also makes me I knew it before it was cool. So thanks to my brother Bill, who brought me into all that before the wave, which I just thought was funny. So Richard has been on American soil. Oh, did I say AWC retreat? AuthorTube retreat. That's what I meant. I have a different model, but yep. Interesting. Huh. Well, now I have to check out that link afterwards because I've never seen a countertop dishwasher. Interesting. Comforting, Jim. The accidents. Great. Eva says, I worked 40 hours and struggled to pay rent in 1997. Thanks for the invite, Dickie. The Power of Love is so good. I think I not on an AuthorTube karaoke, but I've definitely sung this at real person karaoke. The Power of Love is so good. Is that Huey Lewis? That's not Huey Lewis. That's some weird it's earlier. It's in the end credits to Karate Kid 2, I believe, which is why I know it. Yeah. Knowing forever that we did it all. Oh no, that's Glory of Love. Dang it. I messed up again. Okay. I don't even know what Power of Love is. Sing it for me, JD. I'm thinking Glory of Love, which is Peter Cetera. There we go. At least I got that straight. We're just rounding out our productivity sprints. We sprinted for 2 30-minute sprints, which is a good hour. I'm happy with the progress that I made for today. I've still got 8, 9, 30, 31, 4 days for my editing the novella, and I've got like 3 chapters plus to go. So I'm feeling good. I just want to remind people that means 4 days till AWC applications close as well. So that is on your radar or horizon. If you are an author and you have a YouTube channel, you are welcome to apply as a guest speaker. I'll pop the link to apply in here. Link to apply for AWC. It's shorter because I can't remember all the things for Shannon's version. So 23 GS app. Here we go. All right. Disney bounding is where you wear. Oh, wait, I skipped Anna's comment. Sorry. I've heard that people aren't allowed to be declared dead in the actual park so they can claim that no one has died at Disney, but I'm not sure if that's true. Interesting. Laura says Disney bounding is where you wear incognito cosplays in the park. You can't wear full-on costumes for many legal, I will say, reasons, including kids trusting the person wearing the costumes too much and going with them. Yes, that's fair, valid. Okay, so Disney bounding is a thing, but they have also made up something in Costube World called history bounding, where you take historical costuming and then sort of mash that up with modern things or other characters, which is also really cool. So there we go, sorting that out. Downtown Disney was no man's land in the 90s, I hear. I don't know about this place. Like, you guys are all more up on this than I am. Last trip to Orlando was in 2019. My last trip to Orlando was 1989. And I only remember that I went to Disney World that year with my family because that's when my grandmother passed away and we all had to come back early. No, my mom went back early and we stayed there, but I don't remember the trip at all. So blew that money into smoke, I suppose. French police weren't allowed onto the site unless invited by Disney. French government had bent over backwards to get Disneyland. Spain would have been better. Interesting. I prefer Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Is that another park? I've never heard of it. Oh, we're here in the anime. Okay, good. People were jumping on the anime discussion. Dragon Ball, Gundam, yes. Gundam Wing. Sailor Moon, yes. Ghost in the Shell is gorgeous, but man, so weird. Been watching anime since the 80s. Okay, so JD's before me. None of these things you're talking about were a part of my life. They were the gen after me. Yes. Well, Eva, you're like Gen Z, and JD and I are like millennials. So there's like the crossover that probably depends on regional differences and maybe like socioeconomic privileges. I don't know. But yeah. I remember all of those clubs from downtown Disney, especially when it was called Pleasure Island, which is a reference to where the bad kids were lured in Pinocchio. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Sako says, my first anime was Nausicaa, 1985. So early adopter. There we go. I don't know about this AuthorTube retreat. Well, I was just thinking that because there was an AuthorTube retreat for some people this past year, we try to get one with more people, and I don't know, it'd be fun. Try to meet in person would be cool. Nick says, yep, I loved it growing up. Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo, all the good shows. What's the one I can't remember? There's one that I actually really liked. It wasn't Slayers. I liked Slayers, but there was another one that was more, and it wasn't the really bloody one that I remember going, no, thank you. What was it? It was the one that had a really cool theme song. Da 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 da. Anyone get it from that? That's spot on, and I hope I don't get like copyright smacked for that. Okay, we've still got a Disney conversation going along with the anime. The first anime I saw was Pre-Tier. Second was Bleach. Okay. Request for next karaoke, Huey. I mean, okay. It's JC asked about this earlier. It's February 11th, second Saturday, and it'll be on my channel this time, but we don't have a time yet, so I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted. Peter Cetera, not etc. I think. Jennifer Rush saying Power of Love. Okay. maybe I don't know that song at all. This is the link to apply now that we've gotten to that part of the conversation. Just might save your life. That's the power of love. Yeah, I don't think I know. Psycho applied. Yay! Don't take money, don't take fame, don't need no credit card to ride this train. I mean, that sounds good. The lyrics sound good. I just don't know it. Fortunately, in my rearview mirror, since I applied, if I don't suck, then I'll see you as moderator. Yay! Excited. Let's see. Frankie Goes to Hollywood also had a song called The Power of Love. It does seem like a pretty common name. Yeah. One of my first was Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing. Watched far too much anime growing up. That tracks. That tracks, Nick. Time for lunch. Thanks for hosting. Thank you, Rita. Nice to see you here. Disney bounding sounds like an odd S&M fetish. It's not. It's not. It's just like it's trying to get creative with Disney characters when you go to the park without like breaking any legal laws and getting sued. That's all. Okay, Eva's saying you've got a story idea there, but also like libel and copyright probably getting in the way there, unless it's just fan fiction. We still don't have a full roster, so there's still spots because we're trying to get like 2 per hour. But we're getting close. I think we're getting there. Just need a few more people. We've got 4 more days, so pass the word on. If any of you have live streams or events or newsletters going out, take that link, paste it in, just say if anyone wants to get a little more exposure, expand your audience. This is a fun way to do it with a supportive community. So there we go. Ooh, been working on my pitches this week. Heather's going to submit. Excellent. Anna says, heard that it's once you are off Disney property that EMTs can pronounce someone dead. Interesting. Yep. Eva will toss the link out this weekend as I have openings for the AWC signups. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Islands is one of the universal parks. Getting a park hopper is best. Does a park hopper mean a pass that will let you into both Disney and Universal parks? That'd be pretty cool. Oh man, I'm behind. Okay. Eva's responding to Gen X comment. Creepy. Thank you. Silent generation, not boomer. Siblings are mostly boomer. Daughter is a millennial. 80s anime. My younger brother was watched that. He loved Robotech. Oh, wow. That's old school. Yes. Nausicaa from Studio Ghibli. Hayao Miyazaki. That art is gorgeous. Nice, right? Marine Boy. I think this is music. We're like having 3 threads of conversations. I'm trying to track them all. I would do an author tube retreat, put it out there last year, but no takers. Well, Morgan and Tiffany and Gwenna and Barrett did one. And so that's what I was kind of thinking that we try to build on. I don't remember what sounds familiar. Cyber Police. Oh, my singing of the theme song. Maybe someone else comes up with it later. If I had to recommend one anime, I'd say Mushishi. Rings no bells. Sorry, JD. Retreats seem to happen among peer groups rather than as a big event. Every branch feels comfy going into, from my view. Slow but remarkable. Private invites. Again. Oh, this is one my brother liked. Rurouni Kenshin. Good old Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm being cheeky with Peter's name. I'm missing threads here. Bear keeps refusing to do We Built This City. I think we tried it once and it was a smash and burn within like 2 verses, Richard. So you'd have to do it yourself. That's the rule. You don't get to criticize if you're not in the arena. So if you haven't been on the show to sing a damn thing yet after a year, like, sorry, you lose your criticism card. Celine Dion also sings a song called The Power of Love. Oh my gosh. Everyone has a song called The Power of Love. Half sister is a late baby boomer. My brother and I are Gen Xers. They're Gen Y. Gen Y? Do we have a Gen Y? I thought it went Gen X, Millennial, Z. Mikey Rat, not Mickey Mouse. Okay, we're going off the rails here. Can't copyright titles, even of songs. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Author Both Universal Parks. Okay. Shannon was the first one to sing at Author Tubers Host Karaoke, Richard. So, just saying. Especially if you like roller coasters, I guess. 1996 is on the line. Okay. Robotech is so good. I don't remember. Nope, not Cowboy Bebop, although I am familiar with Cowboy Bebop. Yeah. It was less of a round face one and more of like an angular adult kind of animation style vibe. Something with an N. That does not help at all. We're all getting older at the same rate, Heather. Millennials are awesome, Richard. No sad faces. Yes. Represent, Morgan. Yeah, it was too far for me, so I was not in the running. Anna Lulu. I'm probably the only Gen Z here. Don't shun me. We do not shun other generations. We just all commiserate that it's like hard to communicate sometimes. That's all I mean to do. Oh, Marine Boy, not a music conversation. This is in the anime conversation. One of the first color anime cartoons to be shown in a dubbed form from 1966. Wow. But we watched it in the 1970s in the UK. Very cool, Jim. Thank you. You kids are all right. Yes. Dishwasher is reloaded. Oh, and we built this city because the city by the bay mentioned is Tampa. Pretty cool. Okay. I still have 20 minutes until like the hour that I sort of promised is over. So I'm going to look up anime 90s. See if I can find it and solve this mystery, y'all. 20 years ago, the best anime of 1996. Well, this is an interesting one. Let's see what they say. Okay, Kenshin, Shonen, Dragon Ball, Escaflowne. No one has mentioned Escaflowne. See, this is before the big three. Let's see. Sunrise Bones, Gundam, Conan Chibi. Nope, nope, nope. Kodomo no Omocha. Nope. Boys Over Flowers. Never heard of that one. City Hunter. Never heard of that one. Heavy Object. Slayers. There we go. This is fun. Full Metal Alchemist. Grave of the Fireflies. Cutie Honey. I remember that. Tenchi Muyo. I think someone mentioned that. One Piece. Sorcerer Hunters. Okay, maybe. Naruto. Nope. Nope. Okay, you're gonna make me get the tape out, aren't you? I have a tape of anime songs. I don't think it has them listed, unfortunately. You know, there's an anime called The Cruel Angels Thesis, and that's making me think that there's a booktube channel called something similar that I never got the reference for. Ha! Nope. Top 100. They've got to list them, right? No, they don't list them. That's trash. Oh, wait. There, yeah, they do. Macross. Okay, I remember that. Bubblegum Crisis. Sorry, thanks for hanging in there. I'm gonna find this. And it's gonna be silly when I find it because it's gonna be so obvious. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, well, that turned into a big and it stops. Okay. Let me see. I catch up here. Skid Row. Never heard of Escaflowne? Yeah, there's just an extra W in there. You almost got it. Yes. Me too. Me too, Heather. Out on Skid Row. And I definitely sung that for karaoke. One anime about a race car driver, that would be Speed Racer. Or maybe not. Maybe there was more. Gintama, Yu Yu Hakusho. No, that was in the list that I just saw. Astro Boy. The rabbit hole I've gone down. I know. Bye, Richard. Okay, bear with me. I'll get the cassette out for y'all. No. Nope. If it was any closer, it would bite me. It's down here. I don't have the list, but I do have anime soundtracks from John Octakerkin. What do you think? My Shazam has not been working, but if I play this on my tape player and then Shazam it, do you think it would pick up the song and tell me what freaking anime series? Oh, I can see it. All right. Well, this is just going to bug me all day. I will let you know on the next productivity sprint, which will probably be first Friday next Friday. But before we take off, I want to let you all know there's a thing coming up. It is Sunday. So in 2 days, I have an author panel coming together to talk about their books, which range genre. We've got romance, we've got fantasy, we've got philosophy, poetry with these 3 guests I will have on Sunday. CM Lockhart, Tiffany L. Russ, TL Russ Lifestyle, who is Tiffany, and Peter Okonkwo, Pete English Literature. So I'm very excited to have them on the channel to kick off the Black Author Tuber Readathon. Like I said, there's the spreadsheet, which is, let's see. Let me make this easy for people. Why don't I? I'll pop this in the chat. Black Author Tuber Readathon. It's a spreadsheet where you can see what other people are reading and sign up to buddy read. So I'll put that in. But yeah, before February starts, or even if you're on the tail end and February's already started, you can give it a try, see what people are reading. They're mostly indie books that are very reasonably priced as ebooks. So feel free to join in and review the book on your channel or have a buddy read discussion, which is always fun. Yeah. Morgan Lee says, if anyone wants to read Blood Like Fate or We Are the Origin with me for Black Author Tuber Readathon, sign up. Yep. So if you use that link, you'll see people who are alone reading, and you can like buddy read and contact them. That was super fun last year. I'll be doing that with Shannon. Shannon's doing 4 buddy reads, so she's like trying to get ahead of the curve. But yes, very well might try it. Wait. Tape player, Shazam it. Oh, we're talking about my like back assward way to try to figure out the song. Ooh, yay. Evan Gallo's on the list. Like, this is gonna be fun. Oh. Yes. It's a good song. It's like full of feeling. I love it. Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap that up here, folks. Black Author Tuber Readathon happening on Sunday. Come support your AuthorTube friends. Sign up to read a book. 1 book a month won't kill you. And then we've got AWC signups ending on Tuesday. So get it in by the end of Tuesday and be part of the fun community. Other than that, I will be doing my Secret Santa unboxing video on Tuesday as well. So it's all going down. Thanks for coming by. I hope you got some good stuff done, made some progress on your projects for this productivity sprint, and have a lovely weekend. Good luck with the end of January. You got this. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.